Well, not how I wanted to start my 2025. I was just laid off. This is actually the first time I've ever been laid off, so I don't really know.
Okay, so this is hilarious. I just saw this white lady on here complaining that she just lost her job because she was hired under the diversity, equity, and inclusion program at her work. And you can see she didn't want to say it.
The real F around and find out moment is here. A lot of people are looking at the Black community thinking that we are the recipients and benefactors of DEI programs and affirmative action programs. And I know.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously give support to me on here, I do appreciate you. And to my members, shout out for exclusively supporting the growth of the channel. And as always, those that are enjoying this F around and find out season, it is just beginning, and trust me, you are about to have a good time with this one. Guess what is happening? Trump signs an executive order and he wants to, revoke DEI, right? And guess who is being laid off right now? Guess who is coming with the internet crying right now? Guess who has been benefiting? And guess who is being laid off massively right now? Palm colored people. We will watch this, come back and talk about it. But if you're landing on the channel for your very first time, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think in the comment section about these episodes that I keep dropping.
Well, not how I wanted to start my 2025. I was just laid off. This is actually the first time I've ever been laid off, so I don't really know what to even do or how to process anything. I just dropped off my laptop. It sucks the most because I seriously was only at this company for 2 months. I literally got this job in October and loved every single second of it. Unfortunately, the company was acquired and a lot of us were let go. Nothing you can do about it, but it definitely sucks. I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know if I want to even keep working for a company or what. I got my real estate license back in early October. I'm like, maybe I should just pursue that. But I also really liked the idea of having like a stable income with a job. I'm also getting married this year and have lots of expenses. So yeah, I still know it's going to be a great year. Like, I'm truly trying to be positive. I know everything happens for a reason, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, so this is hilarious. I just saw this white lady on here complaining that she just lost her job because she was hired under the diversity, equity, and inclusion program at her work. And you can see she didn't want to say it, but she really wanted to be like, but I'm not black. But that's not what diversity, equity, inclusion meant. The #1 recipient of DEI hires is white women. The #1 people who have benefited the most from this whole affirmative action and DEI hired has been white women, 100%. And now all these white women who voted for Donald Trump are going to find out that DEI included them. And I'm sorry, but this is one of the best fuck around and find out moments yet, because these women are the ones who deserve to be fired. I'm sorry, like, if you voted for Donald Trump and you get fired because you were a DEI hire, don't come looking to me for sympathy.
The real F around and find out moment is here. A lot of people are looking at the Black community thinking that we are the recipients and benefactors of DEI programs and affirmative action programs. And I know affirmative action is no longer, but whenever they hear the term DEI or they hear the term affirmative action, they look to the Black community thinking that we are the benefactor. Now, here's some information for you. The number one recipient of DEI are white women. That is according to the U.S. Department of Labor. And others fall under that group, under the minority group, the ethnic minority. Number one recipient under that group are Latino and Hispanic Americans. Number two are Asian Americans. Number three are Native Americans. Number four, individuals with disability. Number five, veterans. Okay? And number six, the LGBTQ plus community. And guess who comes last at receiving DEI benefits? Guess who comes last? That's right. Black Americans. Black people. Let me also say, you can do a Google search and you will see the primary benefactors of DEI programs are not only white women, but white men, white male CEOs. Those are the ones who have benefited the most from DEI initiative programs.
I'm starting to see more videos of people getting laid off, and I noticed two things.
Okay, so thank you so much for bringing this up during our one-on-one. I definitely wanted to hit on that, but you brought it up first, so thank you. Now, this is in regards to the multiple layoffs that you see, and you have witnessed, maybe you've had a lot of POC and women colleagues that are not here anymore, that are no longer on Slack. Well, I want to speak to our executive leadership team and our C-suite and our senior leadership team now. I know they appear all white, but there's diversity there, okay? Okay, so Dylan is German. Seth is from Russia, okay? So Karen is from Ireland. Okay, so I don't want you to think for a second that we overlook diversity in these leadership roles. Okay, Todd just got back his ancestry DNA and he has a little bit of Africa in there for him. Okay, so he actually just had to join our Black ERG. So just keep in mind when you're seeing people at the office, there's no way to really know, like you wouldn't know that Tom is from Australia. Okay, 3 generations ago, he had family in Australia. So I want us to take a critical lens on identity here. Okay, we really do believe in diversity. Okay, we thrive on it. Okay, so let's just not assume that everybody we're letting go just because of based off what you see, okay? Because Shaniqua, she got her ancestry chart back. She actually had a lot of UK in there, okay? So there's no really way to do these things or deal with these things, but I do just want to let you know that the next time that we have our all hands and our founders and our executive leadership team, our senior leadership team, and they're all there, let's just be mindful, So once again, to protect the needs of the business, we did kind of have to restructure and let some people go. Now, the identities of people that we let go, that's neither here nor there, okay? That's not really important. It really came down to performance, okay? It came down to performance, okay?
Oh yeah, this is one of those things that really should piss off everyone. J.D. Vance got into Yale because of DEI. The only reason that J.D. Vance was able to be some kid from Appalachia who joined the Marines and then was able to go to Yale is because of DEI. Because as you said, veterans are covered in DEI. The only reason that dude was able to go to Yale and now be the vice president of the United States of America is because of DEI. It's like the boomers, man. They used all these fucking social programs throughout their lives and now they want to destroy them on their way out. Same shit J.D. Vance did. He was a DEI candidate. That's the only reason he got to go to Yale is because he was a Marine. He was a veteran. So he used DEI to get to where he's at. But now he wants to pull that ladder up so that no other, poor kid from Appalachia can join the Marines and then use DEI to go to Yale. These people are such hypocritical pieces of shit, man.
I'm making this video a little longer because this is going to be a hard conversation for a lot of people, but I think it needs to be said. And I have been trying to say this for the last few years. I think it's very clear by now that veterans and military spouses are about to be laid off en masse. The veteran community is going to really struggle for a while, and it's going to be very scary, and we need to make sure that we are there for each other and we're doing everything we can, because a lot of these DEI layoffs include veterans and military spouses. Military spouses already have a really, really hard time getting jobs. It's been proven. There's been many studies done. You know, I was a part of a bunch of panels, and, you know, I did a lot when I was way more an advocate years ago before I was laid off from Meta. And I tried to do whatever I could to help people understand, but for a really long time, I think the message just got really muddled. So I want to talk about it now. Nobody wants to just sit at home and not feel fulfilled. So military spouses are able to get jobs, they're able to start their own businesses. There's lots of different things. There's lots of different things that people want to do. And we're not all women, so we need to make sure that, you know, we understand too that there are men out there that are military spouses as well, and there are dual military, and there's all sorts of stuff. But it is very hard when you move every 2 to 3 years to maintain a career. And especially after I got laid off from Meta, that was one of the final straws that led to my divorce. Give me one second. I know I haven't talked about it on here, but one thing that ended up happening after I was laid off from Meta was I realized I need a career. I need to be able to excel. You can't just depend on anyone. And it's really tough when you go from place to place and your stock isn't able to vest, and you basically are just not able to save for retirement, and you're having to use any emergency money to fill in the gaps between moves. It's really difficult. And especially when you feel obligated to pay his bill first, because if you have a spouse that has a security clearance, you have to make sure your credit is stays outstanding. So there's a lot of stuff, and it's really difficult when you have kids, and it's getting even harder with daycare. So I just wanted to come on here, I guess, and just remind people that these DEI initiatives that everyone is saying are awful, they include veterans and spouses too. And when a spouse can't work, sometimes that also impacts the mental health of the veteran. I don't want to even touch on that, but yeah, it's hard. I just wanted to, I guess, make a longer video just saying that I had multiple reasons why I didn't sign the Meta severance, but I think that the biggest thing people need to know is that, you know, when I worked at Meta, we were training AI tools to look at different markers or indicators on LinkedIn profiles for someone who could be diverse. So it dawned on me that if we can do that, they can kind of reverse engineer it to avoid any candidates. Like companies can do that to avoid hiring any candidates that are seen as diverse. And for me to know that all veterans and military spouses are just going to have so many more barriers to employment. Like, we have to make sure that doesn't happen. So, yeah. I don't want to make this too much longer, but I definitely would be open to speaking to people about this, because I think that it is going to be a really big deal, and a lot of people they may not be personally impacted, but someone they love could be impacted. So check on your veterans, people you know that are veterans and military spouses. And if you are an employer and you can do more to learn about hiring veterans and military spouses, like, you know, there are programs out there that can help you understand, like, different jobs different military members would be perfect for. And sometimes, you know, guys are getting out of the military, guys and girls, they're getting out of the military, and they need to find themselves, you know, like, they may not just be their MOS, like they may want different opportunities. So don't put them into like a box. You know, I've met some amazing smart people that are veterans, and yeah, they always continually just shock me with, especially how they deal with people. They're amazing people with people. Like, they've had to be, because they've had to deal, you know, like, you just think about it, and it's like you're thrown in with all these strangers, and then you just have to make it work. So, I just hope people understand that it sucks to be laid off, and it really sucks to be laid off for a long period of time. You go through so many life changes, and it's hard, but I feel like I came out of this in a really positive way. So I don't want people to think that it's only negative. It is, you know, life does get better, and you really have to focus on both your mental and your physical health. And sometimes you have to be a little selfish. And, you know, that may look bad to some people, but who gives a shit about what they think? You need to focus on yourself sometimes, and we all need to make sure that we are doing what's best for us and what's best for our family. And yeah, so, but check on your friends and family that are veterans and military spouses, and do whatever you can to help them stay employed and get employed, because this is going to be a rough couple of months.
African sayings and proverbs at this moment are the best to be using. And hear me out. We have a saying or a proverb over here that clearly fits this situation. It goes like this, and I'm going to say it in my language, and then I will have to interpret it for you guys. That lwoyagalizam kachtawo lutanyoko. That a sickness that you wanted to unalive or take your stepmother, unfortunately, comes and takes your mother. And what does that mean? Do not wish others bad, because the bad that you wish for others, unfortunately, it might spare them and come for you. And this is exactly what is happening. I'm not happy, but at the same time, I'm like, the turn of events. We are now about to see who are the real benefactors of these programs. The people that have just been eating off the fact that, you know, they are calling themselves minorities and I'm like, my goodness, these systems were built for you. You could not succeed in the systems that were meant for you, and you had to go for other programs that were meant to help others and take them over. How greedy do you have to be? Remember the number of, you know, white babies are reducing. You remember the population of white babies are reducing, right? Yeah, and white women are the #1 benefactors of these programs. Guess who is being kicked back in the house to produce more kids by force? Because what that has to tell us that these people are not even smart enough, they are not even talented enough, but they are there for DEI, because I don't know what makes them suit that DEI whatever minority people that are supposed to be hired. Anyways, they are women. I understand that. But guess who is about to go back and pop kids? Unfortunately, ain't black people. This is the time you're like, we told you so. We told you so, and you didn't listen to us. And guess who else is about to face it really rough? Yeah, the veterans, the partners of veterans, people with disabilities. And I can't believe that people with disabilities were not even considered first, but rather these people that are just able-bodied and they can do anything they can. Wow. And I can't even believe that black people were the last on the ladder to be beneficiaries to this program. And they thought they are dealing away with this to hurt black people. My people should. This is the time when you're supposed to be grabbing some tea, some popcorn, and just enjoy this. Because this is getting way too interesting. The going is getting slippery. The palm-colored people are starting to realize that what they were doing to punish others, it is rather coming for them. And they thought that the problem to this country were the minorities and black people. Well, they are about to find out that the problem to this country is racism. The problem to that country is their leaders. And they have nothing to do about it. That's why you're seeing a lot of them right now that are coming out on the internet crying. Because they have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. And the black people that were supposed to be there for them, they cut them off too. They did. They cut them off too because black people are like, no, we're done with you. You brought this on yourself. And then at the end now you want to blame us. The massive layoffs that are about to happen, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Because as much as they are saying it is all merit-based, nothing about this was merit-based. As much as they are going to all come out and be like, oh, you know what, we all struggle the same. Do you? Do you? When things start happening, you come out and cry with all the privilege and show that you, palm colored, you're not supposed to be in that position. That's why lots of them are coming out crying. How many black people have you seen coming out crying about, the cost of living, about the prices of grocery? Yeah, maybe they might talk about it, but guess what? They've been experiencing this for how long? For the longest. So there's another group that is finding out right now that things are really tough. And they feel like, how dare we be in this position like anybody else? The cries, the tears that they fake. And when things get better, when they know, they be like, oh, our God Donald Trump is gonna put things together. I hope you see. And for you, my people, tighten your seatbelts. Because the ride is definitely going to get rough. You're going to see all these groups coming and crying and breaking down and throwing tantrums. All of these tantrums are about to come. But one of the things that I didn't expect was this. We go back to the saying, what you wanted to take your stepmother, the sickness you wanted to take them so bad, it's coming for you, for your family. And I think that will give you a clue of the kind of heart that you have. And hopefully they reflect and change. But history always, repeats and just reflects itself. They never feel bad for anybody else. They are coming out to mock, immigrants. They are coming out to mock everybody else. It's coming in the house. I hope they keep the same energy. I do hope that some of these people keep the same energy. Anyways, what do you more people think? Did you know these statistics exist and they are the way they are? That black people are literally the last on the ladder of DEI? And did you know that palm-colored people were the ones that were the beneficiaries of these programs? I know some of you knew. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.